What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie988 coming at you live. Let's get through the power of the internet. And I'm about to do something incredibly stupid. I am about to do a compare and contrast of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and I'm going to give you my true and honest opinion of both. And the reason this is a stupid decision is because over the past month, I have spent a lot of time trying to build connections and bridges in the industry, meeting a lot of people, shaking a lot of hands, and a lot of people expect I don't know if they expect me to or not, but a lot of people would expect me to play softball here, to go right down the middle and not talk about the good stuff and the bad stuff, to not point out. And you know what? That's not who I am. And if that's what they expected when they came to me, they got the wrong thing. Because the whole reason I did this, the whole reason I interviewed these people and had the opportunity to do this is, yeah, I like free stuff. But I wanted to make sure that you got the chance to make the right choice for you when it came to gaming console. And in a perfect world, we'll all own all three consoles. We'll have a Wii U so we can play Mario. We'll have a PlayStation 4 so we can play Killzone and Knack. We'll have an Xbox One so we can play Dead Rising 3 and Rise. But that's not we don't live in a perfect world. And I have the fortune and the luck to be able to have access to all these gaming consoles, but most people are going to have to make a decision. And I knew I wanted to help you make that right decision. So I'm going to do three things here. First, I'm going to talk about the PlayStation 4 and what they did right and wrong. I'm going to talk about the Xbox and what they did right and wrong. And then I'm going to endorse one of the two and help you figure out which one is the right one for you. And to the people I've met over the past month, to the people whose hands I've shaken, if this is upsetting to you, I'm sorry, but you had to know. You had to know this was coming. You should also know, before you listen to my opinion, that I am just a fat, neck-bearded gamer who has spent his entire life consumed by video games. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. I want to start off with the PlayStation 4 here, and before I even get into it, I'm going to show you a link here in the info box below to Adam Sessler's review of the PlayStation 4, and there's also a link to his review of the Xbox One. He's going to show you the screen caps and the footage that I can't show you, and he did a much, much better job of it than I could even if I tried. So please, if you want to see what I'm talking about, watch Adam Sessler's review of the PS4. He does an amazing job of showing it, as well as the Xbox One. Now, that said, when I went into, I'm a PlayStation fan, and everybody knows this about me. I really enjoyed PlayStation for a really, really long time. I've also enjoyed my Xbox. I've also enjoyed my Nintendo. I've also enjoyed my 3DS. But I've always had a slight preference for PlayStation. It's a system that's been very close to my heart. And in the last generation, I preferred the PlayStation 3 experience because I felt that it was very cutting edge. I felt that it was exactly what I wanted from it. It had all of the apps and stuff, the media streaming that I wanted to have, all right there, and it made it super easy to use. And then also the games. And the PlayStation 4 makes no mistake. They absolutely are gamers who built a console for gamers. It is the next generation gaming system, period. And it doesn't matter what you take away from that statement, you're correct. Whether it's the fact that the games that they're supporting are phenomenal, that they look better on that system than they do on any other system that's available right now, whether or not they are supporting independent gaming companies who are creating these indie titles so that it's about the games and all these unique games like Resogun and Contrast, which they give away free on the PlayStation Network in the first month. Just a wonderful experience. And if you choose to have a PlayStation 4 in your home, you're not going to be upset about that. It's a really, really, really good decision. The controller is great. The console looks great. The software is great. The social media integration is fantastic. It loads quickly. It's smooth. It's fast. It does everything you want it to do exactly the way you want it to do it. And it was a almost predictable choice because it was a console that was made by gamers for gamers. And I can tell you, I shook these people's hands over and over and over again. These guys are all the kind of nerds, no offense, guys, but the kind of guys that I would meet in my local gaming shop. And they are very, very proud of the console that they've made. And my experience with it has been phenomenal. They really have in mind and in heart what gamers want. And whether it's Twitch streaming, whether it's being able to upload videos to Twitch or to YouTube or to Facebook or social media integration or partying with your friends or playing together or having access to these unique, bizarre games like Octodad or these AAA titles like Killzone and Infamous Second Son and Naughty Dog titles, they just rocked it. So if you choose to buy a PlayStation 4, you have not made a wrong choice by any stretch of the imagination. You have bought this generation's best gaming console. That's my opinion as a fat neckbeard, as a guy who's owned every gaming console since the Atari 2600. It was the right choice. You've made the right choice. And can I tell you right now, should you go out and buy a PlayStation 4? Absolutely. If you're a gamer and you're ready to game and you want next generation gaming in your living room, the PlayStation 4, perfect choice. So that's pretty much all I have to say there. Now watch Adam Sessler's review and see why I feel that way. And then let's talk about the competition. So as you guys know, I got a 3-hour demo from the one and only Major Nelson yesterday. He literally sat down and hooked his Xbox One that he helped design to my television and gave me a walkthrough of every feature that the console has, and I got to experience it fully. And I've been playing with it for about the past 24 hours, and I plan to do plenty more, but here are my overall first impressions. Let's talk about gaming first, because again, I'm a gamer, and that's why we do all of this. That's why I do all of this anyway. When it comes to gaming, the Xbox One does a pretty good job. It doesn't do as good a job as my PC, and it doesn't do as good of a job as the competition, but it still does a pretty good job. The hardware choices that they made have unfortunately stifled gameplay a little bit, and it's noticeably relevant when you're looking at games like Battlefield 4, which just looks better on the PlayStation 4. But the games that I have played, Dead Rising 3 and Rise, which I'm not allowed to get into specific details until the embargo is lifted, but those experiences have been very good, and they looked good, and they played good. It was a good experience. It wasn't great, but it was good. But that's not what the Xbox One brings to the table. It is a gaming console. Well, it's an entertainment console that also plays games. And I think it's very important to stress how important those other features are. Because when they originally told us that they were shipping Kinect in the box, I said that was a mistake because I didn't want these features. I don't want Kinect. Now that I've used them, I'm actually relatively excited about them. And in fact, my wife was very impressed with it last night. We sat down and we watched a little live TV. We watched a little Netflix. When she went to do her nightly workout, I went into playing a little bit of Dead Rising. And all this flowed seamlessly and interestingly. And it's very much a feature-rich console with voice commands and the ability to do all the streaming and the ability to enhance your live TV and to use voice commands to control the volume on your television and control your cable box and do all this cool stuff. And of course, the apps and stuff are there. And if those features are interesting to you, you absolutely should look at getting an Xbox. And I'll tell you that I feel that I'm going to use my PlayStation 4 primarily for gaming, and I'm going to use my Xbox One primarily for consuming other types of entertainment. Though, I got to tell you, I also really enjoyed the Netflix app on PlayStation 4. But that's what Xbox One brings to the table this time. It is a gaming device that runs games pretty well, but also gives you this whole other level of entertainment experience. So the big question is, if it was 14-year-old me and I had about $500 saved up and I had to make a choice, and that choice is going to last me the next year, which console should I choose? And that's going to be different on a case-by-case scenario. It really comes down to which feature set is right for you. Now let's talk about who the Xbox One is right for. If you're the kind of person that wants to go into your living room and talk to your gaming console, your entertainment console, and you want to have enhanced live television viewing, and you want to have Netflix, and you want to be able to seamlessly flow between them, you want to be able to Bing search in a little snap window while you're waiting for your matchmaking to happen, watch live television or Netflix in a small window while you're playing your console shooter, that is the exact console for you. And yes, you do have to sacrifice a little bit in the hardware and in the current generation, the first launch of video games, and that they may not look as good as they will on the competition. That's the price you pay. You're giving up the edge on gaming for this extra feature set. And if you are a hardcore gamer and you really, really care about gaming, and that's 99% of what you want to do with your console, and you want to have it enhanced with social features and streaming to Twitch and all this cool stuff, and you still want some of those features anyway by buying the $60 PlayStation 4 camera, then the PlayStation 4 is absolutely the right choice. If you want to back the company that's going to have amazing titles by Naughty Dog, you're going to have Infamous Second Son, you've got Killzone, you've got a possible Little Big Planet coming out, which is important to me, may not be to you, that also has a cutting-edge graphical advantage for all of the multi-platform titles, then the PlayStation 4 is absolutely for you. And if you are the guy who loves independent games as much as I do, and you want the opportunity to play those indie games first, backed by Sony, and play such bizarre games as Contrast and Octodad and such amazing games like Resogun, the PlayStation 4 is for you. And in the perfect scenario, for me, on my personal level, those features for the Xbox One are something I can live without. I have other devices in the home that do those things just about as well. And so if it were up to me and I had to make a choice, I'd tell 14-year-old me to save the $100 and concentrate on the games. My wife, however, seems to really, really enjoy the enhanced features of the Xbox One. She really seems to enjoy being able to do Netflix, and she's going to enjoy the camera with playing Zumba and things along that line. So really, you have to identify your personal needs and choose the console that's the right choice for you. But I can tell you here and now, there is no wrong choice. And I would have told you before I had hands-on experience with these consoles, just buy a PC. I feel that's a wrong choice now. I feel that the right choice is to choose a console to enhance your living room experience much further than most PCs are going to be able to do, because these guys have not just tailored a box, they tailored an experience. And whether you go for the PlayStation 4 by gamers, for gamers experience that has the just flat out gaming experience of a lifetime, or if you go with the Xbox One entertainment division and go for the entertainment experience of a lifetime, you're not making a wrong choice. So this winter, this Christmas, this Hanukkah, this Kwanzaa, get out there, buy a console. Let's have some fun. But more importantly, and more importantly to me, let's play some games. And once again, to anybody at the PlayStation camp or the Xbox camp that I've disappointed here, or any fanboys that I've disappointed here, let me go ahead and tell you, I love you guys. I absolutely do. It's been a wonderful experience, and I'm so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to do this. But I would not be Boogie2988 if I did not have an opinion and I did not express it in the best of my capacity. And I know when we work together in this industry, we're all supposed to softball it, and we're all supposed to be super polite. We're all supposed to just do it the way that everyone does it. But that ain't me. Sorry.